A very warm greetings to everyone. I'm Saksham, the host of the Voices of Growth English Learners, and we're back again with another guest of ours. Last time we did had a amazing and outstanding podcast with Armita, our first external guest, and today we're following that routine with another splendid and one of the best in the English language history and journey that we have gone through. This is Priyanka. Priyanka with us. Priyanka, take us through a 2 minute introduction, who you are, where are you from, and what are you providing back to the community at English?
Okay. So thank you so much, Saksham, for having me here. I'm very happy today, or like on this platform. So let me introduce myself. My name is Priyanka. I am from Gurugram, Haryana. I have done masters and qualified UGC NET 2 times. Now I'm preparing for an assistant professor job. Simultaneously, I run a YouTube channel where I upload conversational videos. At the same time, I provide one-on-one sessions too. And yes, teaching is one of my hobbies, so that is why I'm very consistent and I love talking to people. So this is a bit about me. If you have any further question, you can just ask me.
Perfect. So, ma'am, let's continue and dive into the questions that we have prepared. So, we have prepared certain set of questions for the ease of our viewers and the ease of all the English learners and community-based people that we have. So, the first question, and before we go into it, I would love to know what's your experience. If I ask you, Priyanka ma'am, expertise in English, can you take me through that in a short?
Yeah, sure. I started learning English in 2023, and at the same time, I started my YouTube channel. And it's been 2 years I have been teaching students online, and I have some group classes to one-on-one classes. So I can consider like around 2 years I have been teaching. Yeah, this much experience I have.
Perfect. So, the very first question that everyone, whatever platform they come from or whatever teaching pattern they have, they ask, if I am a beginner, how to start learning English from scratch. So I ask you, Priyanka ma'am, if I come to you, I'm a beginner. I
Mhm.
have been speaking my native language since years. How to start English speaking from scratch?
Very common question, actually. I also received this comment many a times in my classes because people have that fear. They know English little bit, and but they are not able to speak well. So here I would suggest, I want to advise you, if you ask me the same question. First of all, try to name things in English. Whatever things around you, you have to name those things in English, and try to make simple sentences like hungry. You can say, I'm hungry. Start talking with your family members in small sentences. For example, you can say, come here. If you have kids at home, you can say, come here, go there. So these type of small sentences, they can start asking, and they can start uh, they can start using the language like everyday life in their daily routine, I would say. This is what they can do if they are beginner, and side by side listening and speaking, these two are the pillar of the language. So they should start listening basic conversation or basic English without focusing upon grammar and all. Just focus upon daily use words and start using those words. This is what they can do, listening and speaking initial stage. After that, like, there are so many things, they will understand what they have to do. But initially they should start taking those small baby steps. These are like taking small baby steps are really important. People have that uh, notion in their mind, what if I will start, but like, if I start speaking, people will laugh at me. So don't think about others, start speaking. Take that first step. Other things you will find out later. Just take first step first.
So one step at a time, and first step to understand the basic listening and speaking. So
Yeah.
that's very perfect right there, Priyanka. Moving ahead to my second question, it is related to the scratch of English language. It is
Mhm.
about many learners have in the past came to me and said this, and you might have also faced the same, that it's difficult to process English in my brain. Like, I can't process English. So let's say I heard someone say English, I convert it to Hindi or my mother
Mhm.
tongue, and then I process the answer in my mother tongue and then translate to English and speak it. How can they fix this? Like, so if A person has this question: I can't process English in my brain. How would you recommend them to fix this issue?
There is one thing I feel, they translate in their mother tongue. They have that translation habit in their mother tongue. First, they think in their mother tongue, and then they start. Then they try to translate in English. So because of that, it becomes very difficult thing or difficult part of English. They are not able to translate it, and English is something we have to think directly in English. We don't need to first we have to think in our mother tongue. Then we should try to try to translate in English. No, it will take a lot of time, and you will become fed up after some time, because you should start you should try to think directly in English. How can you think directly in English? There is there is a question: how can you think in English even if you don't know? So start consuming content in English. At least 20 minutes every day you have to watch something in English, and whatever you watch, try to record yourself. Like you can record in a voice note, maybe you can record through audio or video, whatever suits you. You can just start doing that. So in this way you can start thinking in English. This is what they can do. This is what I always suggest to my learner: start recording yourself and start writing something in English. Don't think in your mother tongue, start thinking in English. So this is what they can do, and journaling can help them a lot in this way.
Well said, ma'am. And you're absolutely right. Journaling is something I started from my initial stages almost a decade ago. But, ma'am, in this part of the segment, I would like to ask you a question now.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is our myth buster section. So, there are a lot of myths about English learning at the very initial stages.
Yeah.
And one of such I came across at English Learners was, I think in my mother tongue, but I
Mm-hmm.
speak English and it's delaying my speaking English. So the myth is it a bad habit to think in your mother tongue while processing how to speak English? So can you take us through, is it a myth or it's not a myth?
I didn't get you. Can you repeat your question again?
The question is, a lot of people think that
Mm-hmm.
processing English language, translating the language in my mother tongue during thinking how to speak, how to translate takes a lot of time. So is it a bad habit or it's just an initial way of learning English?
Initially it's fine if you are at initial stage, like you just started learning English, then it's fine, because you have to become comfortable with this language. Initially nobody can think directly in English. It will take time. So initially you can take help from translation part, but when you um, become little comfortable with this language, then you should start thinking directly in English. This is very bad habit. If you are at intermediate level, still you are translating. So I couldn't say them like do this, stop doing that, start thinking directly in English. It will help you a lot. It will boost your confidence. You will sound more natural when you think directly in English, when you answer directly in English without translating and all. So just initially they can take help from translating part, otherwise no, they should stop doing this.
That's really right, and you're absolutely correct there. But I want to ask you one more question. We're talking a lot about how to think in English, how to respond in English. So, according to you, ma'am, with your years of experience in teaching, when is the perfect time that me as an intermediate or basic speaker will be accurate at thinking English? So, I'll speak in English, but before that, I will think in English. So, when
Mhm.
is the absolute time that I will attain this skill?
Maybe after 3 months, when you start, when you take that first step, after 3 months, you can start thinking directly in English. When your basics are okay, you are able to understand, you are able to find out the meaning what other people are saying, and you are also comfortable, you know the basics of English, then you can start thinking directly in English. And I don't say like there is any, but there is a specific time you have to start thinking in English. First become comfortable with this language, and then whenever you feel like, you can start thinking in English. But try to do it as soon as possible if you want to become a fluent speaker.
Absolutely right. And ma'am, you're saying you're just on the mark. These are the certain things we need to remember when we go through English speaking. But let's retrace and let's change the way we go through this podcast. So the next question and the next certain questions will be about the very little challenges that a lot of
Mhm.
people face. So, my question to you is, what are the most common mistakes every
Mhm.
beginner makes in the first few months or weeks of their English speaking? Because you know it, I know it. They think, oh, it's a huge mistake. I will never learn English. So let's bust this their thinking of mistakes. So tell me, what are the common mistakes that everyone does make and will make, and how can we help them to improve that?
Yes. So there are three things, three mistakes they always make. First is they focus upon grammar a lot. Initially, they focus upon grammar a lot. They want to learn grammar first and then they want to speak English. That is the first mistake, and every learner makes. And second is they have fear of judgment, fear of that if they start speaking in front of people, people will mock at them, and people will make fun of them. So this is the second thing. And third thing, they are not ready to take that first step. And yeah, so these three things I feel every learner make. They focus upon grammar, learning grammar. They think if I complete whole grammar concepts, I will be able to speak in English fluently. But no, I think this is not the right way of learning English. If you want to speak English, you have to speak every day, start speaking, and side by side you can learn a grammar concept as well. So from our since our childhood, we are learning, we are reading books, and we are uh, learning grammar concept also. But why we are not able to speak? Because we are not speaking at all. We are not applying these things. So we should focus upon speaking. Don't focus upon grammar much. Grammar is important, but first speaking is important. Start speaking and side by side learn grammar. And second, don't think about other people, what they are thinking about you. You have to focus upon your growth, your improvement. And you have to keep that thing in your mind, why you started learning English, what is the reason. You have to remember that reason why you started learning English. And yes, these are the things. And yeah, stop translating, start thinking directly in English. Yeah, so these are the things they can do.
Perfect. So, ma'am, you've actually mentioned those common mistakes that everyone feel they're doing. Some accept it, some don't. The ones who do, they feel bad about it, they feel down about it, and the
Mm.
ones who don't are never corrected. But moving ahead with another question, and this will take a sharp turn in the podcast because I personally felt this a few years ago when I was preparing for my English language. I started
Mhm.
as a beginner. I moved to upper intermediate, but I felt a little stuck. It's like you have reached to a certain height where now I can speak English
Okay.
better than ever, but I can't go to the best of my English potential. So
Mhm.
this is the big question and a flash question, I would say. I'm beginner. I overcome that. I'm an upper intermediate English speaker today, but
Mhm.
I'm stuck. So tell me how to get free from this cloud environment around you that makes you feel upper intermediate is not the top. You can go more and stop feeling stuck about being an upper intermediate speaker.
So here only one thing can help you. You should start adding vocabulary. I also consider myself as a upper intermediate speaker. So I also add new vocabulary, idioms, phrases, time and again, because it's important. If you want to level up your English, if you want to become an advanced speaker, you have to focus more upon phrases and vocabulary. You should start adding new advanced word and eradicate those old one. So this is what you can do if you want to be an advanced speaker. I hope I answered your question.
Actually, you did. So it has to be clear that yes, I'm an upper intermediate. Accept the fact,
Hmm.
move ahead. There's
Hmm.
something known as advanced. You have to reach that pinnacle of English speaking.
Yeah.
But let's move away from talking about upper intermediate levels because there are a lot of people still facing minor
Hmm.
issues with English speaking. So sentences, something that I myself also makes a lot of mistakes in it. A lot of
Hmm.
people does.
Yeah.
How can a learner at the very basic and beginners level can improve first its sentence formation? Everything from tenses to parts of speech to the voices, the intonation, and the fluency. So, sentence formation and fluency, how to improve that?
Sentence formation, how can we improve that? In this case, I would suggest reading part because I also love reading a lot. So whenever I want to I want to spend my time, quality time, so I start reading, and I love that thing a lot. So if they want to improve their sentence structure, start reading out loud, and if they find any sentence which is uh, remarkable or which is very good, just start using that whole sentence directly, that add that sentence directly in your speaking. And try to learn grammar portion also. But when we speak, when it comes to speaking, maybe we forget grammar concept and all. So here we just need to speaking, we have to speak every single day. Try to push yourself and start speaking on different topics. And nowadays we have ChatGPT also, so you can ask to the ChatGPT, I want to become an advanced speaker, I want to work upon my sentence structure, so give me some difficult topics so that I can practice. And you can help through you can take help from ChatGPT. This is what you can do. And another thing is reading can help you a lot in this. And fluency is I think all about when you want to want to express yourself. You don't want to impress others. Like fluency is all about when you want to express yourself, you don't want to impress others. So start focusing upon expressing yourself, and stop impressing others. So this is what you can do. So people who are listening to you, they can listen to you easily, they can understand, and they feel connected with you. I think that is fluency. Otherwise people watch Shashi Tharoor's video, but they feel no, this is not my cup of tea. So I think we should focus upon a little bit our audience too, and we should try to make them understand. So I think this much is enough. If you are able to articulate your thoughts clearly and clearly uh, with patience and with confidence, I think this much is enough.
Ma'am, you're right. So it will take a bit time for our
Hmm.
learners to
Yeah.
understand this, but eventually it will hit them. But again, there is one question following to this. Let's talk about those people who are stuck in the middle, since we're talking about the upper intermediate.
Hmm.
Ma'am, I can speak good English. I'm fluent. I have that vocab. I have that sentence formation, but there is no flow.
Hmm.
I still need a script. How to go from being a very good scripted speaker with vocab at the best, fluency at the best, and of course, sentence formation at the best, but to do the same without script. So, I'm a very good scripted speaker. How to go off the script and still be a good speaker?
There are only three things you can do, only three ways to improve your English in a natural way without any script. First is practice, second is practice, and third is practice. There is no other way. If you want to become fluent speaker, if you want to speak sound natural, so do practice as much as you can. I have completed a book I finished recently, Talk Like a TED. So in that book, author shared his experiences. Like there was a girl, she wanted to be a podcast speaker, and she got an invitation also. So she was not confident enough, and she didn't want to make her speech like scripted. She wants to sound natural. So what she does, she started doing practice in front of dog, in front of tree, in front of stranger, and in front of their friends, family. So after doing practice thousand times in front of different people, she became perfect. And not perfect, but she became good at her speech, and she gave that speech. And over, I think, 10 million people watched that video on TED Talk, and it was mind blowing. I also watched that video on TED Talk. So just practice makes a man perfect. So just do practice if you want to sound more natural. There is no other way.
So, ma'am, you're actually right, and I'm astonished. How can you learn speak English just looking at a dog and talking to them? So,
Yeah.
it's all about habits, then, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, it's not about habit. Like she was very she was very excited, or she wants to motivate many people, and she want to deliver her speech with full of confidence, because before that she does a lot of practice. So practice can help a lot.
Wow. But again, I have a question. Since I was
Mhm.
asking and talking about being habit and having an habitual
Mhm.
routine, so give me a ideal case of a beginner student. You need to understand. I'll give you a task. So he goes to school slash college. He has a
Mhm.
personal life, but he has 2 to 3 hours spare. Now
Mhm.
tell me, what should he do in this 2 to 3 hours of his time to create a habit that will help him to move from a beginner's level to an intermediate level?
Here I need only 1 hour. Only 1 hour can change their English in 2 3 months. So first 20 minutes they have to listen to English content actively. I have seen many people, they are listening English, but they are not attentively listening. So they have to sit calmly with the notebook, and they have to listen to English content. If they find something interesting, sentence structure, idioms, phrases, grammar rules, so they have to write side by side. 20-minute active listening, and then 20 minutes speaking. If they don't have partner, what they can do, start recording themselves. Whatever they have listened to in that video, they can narrate that in front of camera and record themselves. And third thing, 10 minutes for reading. Reading is also imperative part of learning English. So you have to speak out loud 10 minutes. So why we have to read out loud 10 minutes? Because when you read out loud, now your mouth muscles will become habitual of using those words. Your pronunciation will become best, and side by side, you are listening to those reading sentences, those things which you are reading currently. You are listening to those things. So four things will done in one time in 10 minutes. So pronunciation will improve, your sentence structure will improve, you will learn vocabulary, and you will feel confident. So and last but not the least, this is that is writing. 10 minutes for writing. If they want, they can skip it also, but at least once or twice in a week they should write whatever they have learned throughout the week. So this is what they can do, and then so many things, but LSRW is perfect if anyone wants to improve their English. So they can just follow this for 30 days, so then they will see the changes, and uh, they can thank me later.
Lovely, lovely. I thank you right now for the light information that you're providing to us. And of course, all of our listeners and viewers are excited and so amazed while watching this video as well. But, ma'am, I have another question for you. And this
Okay.
time, I would like to draw something for the very first time I have
Mhm.
faced while being an educator for English learners. And this is very simple. There are some students who I interacted with, they were very beginner. Think
Mhm.
about two students, A and B. So the A student I was with took 2 weeks of training, exercise, learning English, and he's almost perfect at speaking English.
Mhm.
But the B was given the same time, was given the same opportunity, was given the same exposure, but couldn't. So why is that some struggle and some gain and improves immediately? So what is something they are lacking? And I'm asking you a generic question, so you can tell me some things that are very commonly happening,
Mhm.
which some are improving English by and which are some deteriorating their level.
Okay, so first thing I feel, they don't have clear why they are learning English. If we have any kind of examination and interview which is after 10 days, so we become more serious. But if we have a lot of time, we thought, oh, we think, okay, let I will do later, they start postponing, they don't they start procrastinating things. So I think why your why should be clear. If your why is strong, you will gonna learn this language soon. So focus upon your why first, why you want to learn this language. If you are not able to find out your why, just start watching videos related to those people who have achieved fluency, and they are achieving a lot of things in their life. There are a lot many opportunities in their way, they are earning well, they are motivating people. So try to find out your why you want to learn English, and after getting fluency, what type of changes will be there in your life, then they can learn English fast.
Perfect. So I'm you're continuously answering all the questions and very accurately and very precisely. I'm very I'm astonished the way we go, and we started from the very basic and beginners to intermediate, now back to about English. But ma'am, you mentioned something in the between where you
Mm-hmm.
said you can learn from ChatGPT, you can learn from AI.
Mm-hmm.
This is also a huge misconception. There are almost a billion users on AI today. But
Mm-hmm.
how can me, you, a person who wants to learn English, can excel in this huge race of using AI? So I ask you now, how can we use artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, and other sorts of AI to improve English use cases?
Okay. So here I would like to say, because when I was beginner, so I didn't have that chat GPT with me. I used to have conversation with my subscribers, with a lot of learners, and I learned this language with the help of book and conversation. But now I feel I am at an upper intermediate level. So now I take some help from chat GPT, specifically when I design my session. So I ask to the chat GPT, I want to uh, like create a video on this particular topic and give me a script which can be for which like if I want to record a video, so I want to record for people who are going to watch me, they are advanced speakers. So in this way I can ask for a script and then I record myself. One thing I do that, and otherwise sometimes I write a story, simple story there. And because nowadays I'm focusing upon phrasal verbs and idioms, so I write a story there, and I ask to the chat GPT, please add idioms, phrases, advanced idioms and phrases, vocabulary in this story. And then I revise it 2 3 times, and in this way, specifically nowadays I'm using it for improving my vocabulary, pronunciation, and that idioms and phrases, phrasal verbs. So I think like we are at this level now, we know the language, we just need to level up our English with the help of pronunciation and vocabulary. So this is what I'm doing with the help of chat GPT. Just I go on to the chat GPT and I ask, today I want to learn new vocabulary and specifically advanced vocabulary, just teach me. So he started teaching, it started teaching. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. So you just gave us a 101 guide for using AI for English learning, and that's absolutely remarkable down there. But ma'am, I have one last question, and this will be our conclusive question. This will
Mhm.
take us through the end of our podcast. So at the end, three things. Three things every viewer right now should understand in the whole collection of what we had a discussion since last 30 minutes. So your final takeaway of this entire podcast.
My final takeaway is that first start, first take that first step, which is required right now. Don't think I will start learning English later from 1st Jan, from 10 Jan. Don't think like that. Take start learning English right now. And second is surround yourself with this language. English should be omnipresent in your life. Read in English, write in English, think in English, walk in English, everything try to do in English. This should be the second thing. And speak as much as you can. If you get chance to speaking with someone, you can speak. And if you want to have want to take any advice from ourselves, from our videos, you can just let us know in comment box. We'll try to help you and we'll try to answer your queries, because expert guidance is also important. People, they are learning this language for 2 years, 3 years, but still they are at same level. So if you are also this at the same level, you feel you are not improving, you can just let us know in the comment box. We'll try to help you out in this. So this is what I wanted to say. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Priyanka ma'am. And that brings us to the official conclusion of our podcast with Priyanka ma'am. With years of extreme experience in English, now she has shared us the most important and required things. That is how we deliver our listeners and our viewers the optimal and the accurate decisions that they need to make to bring their English learning into the site and start from the beginners to the very intermediate and to the advanced. Thank you so much, Priyanka ma'am.
Thank you
And
so
that was
much.
all.
Yeah.
Likewise. And that was all about the voices of growth. See you in the next time, guys.
Yeah. Okay. Bye bye. Thank you so much for having me. It was really nice conversation with you. I enjoyed a lot. Bye bye.